So the question of adoption of AI is really fundamental. And my own belief is that the greatest barriers are not technical, but they're social. They're a comfort level. I think we are ahead over our skis with our ability to do things. For healthcare, the bar is high. We can't be right 90% of the time. If we're using this type of system to make decisions that impact people's lives, we need to have a high degree of assurance that we're getting quality output.
The latest generation of AI chatbots like ChatGPT and other large language models speak from a place of authority. So if you ever interact with them, they sound like they know what they're talking about. And the fact is, they make things up all the time. So there's like a warranted reason for doubting that what they're saying is correct. Now, I think that there is an enormous potential with these models and with machine learning in general. But in order to realize that promise, we have to learn how to trust them. And that's where I think having things like really high quality ground truth data to measure the output of AI or a machine learning algorithm against is critically important.
I think in terms of societal acceptance of AI, and when we think we might be able to trust the technology, the stepladder approach of having AI apply to everyday tasks is probably the best way to gain trust in society. The initial applications will probably be low-level 1, 2, 3-step processes that allow human beings to be unburdened from shuffling papers, from finding documents, from collating multiple sources of data to get to an answer. I think there will always be some elements of AI that are very complex, that are behind the scenes, that people probably don't want to know. They don't want to know how an Illumina sequencer or anyone else's sequencer makes mutational calls after reading 1 million genes. However, they do want to understand why it's actually safer to drive in an autonomous vehicle than in a human-driven vehicle. We have a lot of suspicion about that. But it turns out that if everyone in the US drove an autonomous vehicle, accidents would go down by 80%. So we have to stop thinking about the anecdotal stories of artificial intelligence going wrong and start focusing on the big societal benefits. And once we do that, I think we'll see that we have societal acceptance.
I think adoption is going to take some time. It's got to be done carefully. It's got to be done with the voice of the oncologists and doctors. It's got to be done with curated data that's approved, with training sets and prompts that come from leading practitioners or even community oncologists. And if you could have a panel of doctors creating a test metric that says these are good answers and you can show the evidence behind those answers, then you could gain the trust. So it's really about the accuracy and trust and showing in small steps that LLM can be helpful in all the different use cases. We'll see adoption, and it's probably going to be exponential once the right tools and the right set of tools come into the market.